I thought it may be interesting at this point to put my 2D performance art on the website, even though I can't get the website up yet till I get the hotspot. Hopefully that will work. But the 2D performance art that I did, I consider it a new genre, 2D as opposed to 3D, although I did eventually do 3D as well. 2D performance art, two-dimensional. I do show a lot of skin. The reason why I'm thinking that maybe now is a good time to put it up is because of the bias in the shop, the machine shop. Jeff Boudreau would be one person. Jeff Boudreau thought that I was working in a machine shop because Jeff likes to watch videos, music videos in the welding area of girls in bikinis jumping on trampolines, and they're very jiggly. And Jeff will say, "I know what I like." Okay. And Jeff would see me as a person that can't do that. Well, it's not that. I've already done it. Okay. I've already done it, but I've done it in a way in terms of getting by showing skin. Okay. I did it in a way that very deliberately combined my body and my mind. Okay. And I don't get paid for it. Didn't get paid a whit for that either. Then, anyway, I'm thinking that it's not a, maybe it's not a bad idea to follow the last video up, further explorations of the shop, that I'm not taking this position as agriculture and ag judge to the land for the people, leavened, Dow with wag, eat a wag again, and go on, and goose that ag, goose and noose the ag. I'm not taking this rational, critical thinking position because I can't show skin and have admiration for beauty, all right? I'm not taking this position because I'm bereft of what most males would think as natural talents, okay? For you to oogle. I started doing two-dimensional art because I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I grew up in Reno, Nevada, and TNA, tits and ass, bars were prevalent, as well as the advertising for tits and ass bars and live titty shows at the casinos. The advertising was prevalent on taxis, buses, and highway placards. I don't really know what to call them anymore because Maine does not have that. Maine has a law against advertising on the highway, big signs and stuff. They don't have that. You get scenery. You get land. That's what you get. Reno is a very transient state, and I wouldn't be surprised if Vegas is also, meaning it's probably rare to find someone who was born in Reno. Okay. It's transient state. At the time you had a 99-cent buffet, and you would have polyester, cane-toting, pot-bellied tourists coming in by the bus loads, shoveling off to the casino for a 99-cent buffet. They didn't come with soul, they didn't seek soul, and they certainly didn't leave with soul. Nothing that I put into the marketplace was ever bought, okay? Sustainably, okay? I did have some successes. I volunteered at a theater. I made the costumes, and then I did my own first theater show, which in all the theater's years, Brücke is bridge in German, I believe, Germany, a form, Brücke, B-R-U-K, is a form for bridge, is my understanding what it was named for. Anyway, I did a show there. My first show, I did not grow up in theater, but I conceived a show, wrote it, provided the costumes, did the auditions, got the people to be, I got everyone to be involved in it, produced the show, and it made more money than Brücke ever did in all the years of their own organization as actors. So it got me no thanks. It got me a hit on the head by Scott Beers at Brücke. He hit me on the head. And then I left Brücke, and then they used my pattern to try and put on another show, but it did not do as well as mine. But that said, I did have a success. I had the highest grossing theater show for a person who has no experience in theater. I'm not a good actor either, so because I've not seen theater, among other things. So I used 2D performance art as the base and the draw for that theater show, and I used it for the advertising. So at the time I was bleach blonde, hair almost down to my waist, bleach blonde, and I would wear a very, very big choke chain and dog collar. And that's what I wore every day. And so my artwork for the show was what was the tagline? I forget the front of the card. What was it? I can't remember right now, but it was a setup. Because I'm blonde, so I'm stereotypically stupid, especially in most people's eyes in Nevada, where everyone's striving to be seen by showing a shorter hemline. If you're in the entertainment industry there, and the back of the card in small print was AKA a dog for the handicapped. So I set people up. My 2D performance art was understanding predictably how people were going to think. And so I set them up in a paradigm that they thought they could read stereotypically. And then when you get to the small print, after they've already squawked, because I was setting them up to squawk, so that they would have observation of everyone around them, like, you are jackass stupid, and we know it on the outside as well as the inside. So that's what I was doing with my 2D performance art. I already knew where the person was going to go. I already knew the stereotypes that they hadn't fully thought through. So anyway, yes, contrary to certain males' opinions that I take this position of being a critical thinker because I'm not beautiful. It's not the case, and neither is it that, to the contrary, I find men take the position of being rational because you have a small penis. It's not really legitimate. It's what I find on chat rooms. You're asking me stereotypically what I find with men that tote the rational line? You've got a small penis. That's what that means. If you want to get right down to it. Uh, okay, it's not a tear refined. You're just taking that position in the same container, red, doff to two toff, for no reason thiefin is your egg and ego, go ought. So you're trying to position yourself to get laid. I was on chat rooms when they first, the internet started and chat rooms did. So I get on chat rooms. I was on this basically rational chat room, and the guys thought I was a guy. And I sent a naked picture, and they're like, no, not a guy. But thanks, I guess. Let me teach you how to be a guy, okay? With your own interest, best bet. So that happened a lot. My critical thinking guys thought I were a guy. If you remove the face of it, they thought I was a guy. What I find relating with them is your emotional infants at the root. So, giddy up. I mean, if we scratch the surface of your rationale, I find your emotional infant at the root. So I'll just go imp press myself. Now, when I understand that you're being an emotional infant on purpose, that's what Kevin Stein is doing. He's looking at me and like, oh my God, we can't have this. She can't be thinking of on her own without us defense, right? That's purpose. Okay, he's stalking me. Will not let me be sustainable on my own. Meanwhile, Joel Heisler can talk about drugs at work. He can carry a bong with him in his truck at work. He can talk about all the parties and all the drugs that he saw when he's not at work. He cannot show up to work whimsically all the time. Fake workman's compensation for doing jackass work at work, jumping on a bar and toppling over, then feigning that he has permanent nerve damage to me. And I'm like, don't bullshit on me. And Kevin Stein does not look one whit into the freedoms of Joel Heisler to be as jacked off stupid as he wants to be, as he wants the stub to be that's paying him, okay, sustainably, to lead by being more stupid than one could ever conceive, okay? Kevin Stein took Joel Heisler's proof of roof over mine, did not investigate, goes and sees what I do in my free time, scant at that, in that I'm going to school and commuting and working around the clock to get Kevin Stein in a black footing so he could get a loan for better equipment. And it seems to me Kevin Stein only cares about prostituting. Where there's value, you can count on him to prostitute tit. Hyphenated into his kit. K hyphen parentheses T hyphen IT hyphen. Now, Kevin Stein has a silent partner, Alan. I can't remember Alan's last name, which is unfortunate. Alan, there's a shop. It's purple down the same road that PTE is on, Precision Tool Engineering and Cutery. It's purple. Alan refers to it as a smut shop. I mean, you could probably buy nasty lingerie and nasty videos. Now, Alan refers to it specifically as a smut shop, but I'm like saying, you know, you're just dressing yours up. Okay, with hyphens. You're doing the same thing, okay? It's ironic, you know? So I think with that segue, I'm going to work on getting my 2D performance art up. It was part of my journey, you know, applying critical thinking in a different way. I did it because Reno is pretty much land granted with transients. I would go for a run. Was an athlete. I held my high school track record. I had several of them. One 20 years, the other one probably 19. The record on my own. I ran the 800 meters on my own. No one was around me. Okay. Two girls finally broke it because they were coming neck and neck. So they had someone to run with. My high school record wasn't my fastest. I ran a 2:11 in high school. My high school record was 2:18. I ran a 2:11 the week after the state meet. My high school coach said that they were having an open meet at the university. And so I went home from school, took a nap, and then I woke up like, oh yeah, there's that track meet. I rode my bike all the way to the university. It's probably about 5 miles, and called that a warm-up. Got in the race. For the first time, I ran with people, boys. I ran with college men, but it's the first time I ran 800 meters with someone. I never ran 800 meters with anyone. I ran it on my own. The gun went off and I took the lead. And I kept the lead and I finished. Most times. There was Jackie Love in Las Vegas, a black girl. And every once in a while there was a rival. Well, you could call it a rivalry. In the best way. I don't think to this day, and even then, I don't think Jackie Love and there's not animosity in competing, you know, between us. So, I always viewed, you call it competition, but I'm always thankful for someone, if they are better, go be better and show me what can be done. You're just showing me what can be done. Hallelujah. Why not? Okay. So, what else? Well, I ran with the men for the first time, the men in college and in their track meet at the university, and I ran a 2:11. So I lowered my state record by 7 seconds by running with someone. So I would run in Reno, and you've got these transients, and you pass them, and my intuition is just saying, I know that dude, by the way he's looking at me when I'm coming towards him, I know he's going to be staring at my ass when I pass him. So I would call it. I'd turn around really quick, and he was staring at my ass. I'm just like, you know, give him a, you know, kind of a cock of the head, like, dumb fuck. I know what you're doing. Okay. I would go running in Reno, Sparks, Nevada at night because I wanted running to myself, and a AAA driver would pull over and you know, I'm in a tracksuit. hair's in a ponytail. I'm breaking a sweat because I do run. Okay. And AAA guy, fat ass AAA guy would be like, hey, I'll give you $50 for a blowjob. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Kidding? What the fuck? What are you not getting here? Okay. I'm wearing a tracksuit. I'm actually running. It wasn't to score you. Okay. But if you got me thinking about it, I'd say $50 is not enough to get near your wank, okay? It's definitely not enough to get near your pen, i.e. to TP, in taint, and with the P, paw and paint, okay? All hyphenated. Okay, so you could restrain, ain't? I was just being generous with my wank. No, thank you. That happened a lot in Nevada. If it wasn't the people outright, because brothels are legal there and tits and ass bars. Also, the police officers on bicycles. I'd go through downtown and a police officer would start riding his bike next to mine, and he'd ask me to take off my sunglasses, and I did at a stoplight, and he said, "You're beautiful," and I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I see the stoplight, it's red. If to cross, I crossed it on a red because I know the police officer couldn't. And just would go on my way, kind of like, dust your ass, you dustbin. I'm not here for you to just dilate on. So there's a subtle underpinning by police officers. I had a police officer that got my phone number, and I don't know how, but called me from work. He called me from work at the police station and was trying to ask me out. And in the background, there was a little old lady who was at the station saying, asking for help because she had a flat tire, and he said he couldn't help her because he was on the phone. Okay. There's your sustainability to your air. It's stupid, and it desires that as thoroughfare. And tear weight package. The ag has sustained me to care. Red. To carry red, to get it hyphenated, date of birth back in black. Thief end. Yet again. Okay. To always land, and to always land with the help of the ag and the people under go odd, hyphenated, you're fortifying the reason to ask to go fishing. Shin shine and shine that hinge and your hind. As their right. It's not their right. You don't get to ask reason as desire in life, even with a gun. Sorry. That's not reason in life as desire even. You don't get to make a demand to listen to me, man, with your gun, by holding a gun. There shouldn't be a conversation of, well, the officer asked the man to, anything with a gun. That's not a legitimate conversation. What you have is thief ends communicating with thief ends and taking it to the Tao. To endow, yet again, hyphenated. So I'm going to be I'll be working on my 2D performance art. I've got it in rolls over there to the side here. I brought it out of storage, thinking that was something I can do. So I will do that next. It might take me a couple days to get it all up, but Still waiting for that hotspot so I can upload the website to its current frame that I've paid, plain paid to date. And what else? Yeah, do that. I'll get that off my chest, my pate, my plate. Get that up. You can see where I've been as a young woman. I did not go to Victoria's Secret with designer fashion. Okay. To retain doff, to Google, and comment tone doffed on. Okay. Did not wear a eensy teensy weeny bikini with no brain endowed with it. Okay. Truth of the matter, you will see me in a thong underwear. I made the thong underwear. So every product I made, I also marketed and modeled, and very deliberately.